love you. We love you. Sean Penn, welcome to the show, pal. Do you like coming back to New York City? Do you remember you moved here when you first started your acting career, didn't you?
Yeah. I don't know if this is true of everyone. I suspect for most, walking out here is disorienting.
Okay.
And you know that viral video, the kid is just a small kid and he's just gone and he'd gotten to the dentist and had that happy guy.
Yes, of course, yeah.
Is it always gonna be like this?
Yeah.
And in particular, the reason I bring this up is that a guillotine?
No, we don't have a guillotine.
That I found, I want to get this over with. It'll be fast.
No, take your time.
But I found this in the dressing room, and I just thought I'd get it out of the way because you know, it's got brevity, I suppose. It was to the FCC. It's just this.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I left that in there, or a friend of mine did, yeah.
Lastly, just, I know it's been said, but it bears repeating, and since I'm here, I feel obligated. That documentary, Summer of Soul, for anybody who hasn't seen it, is a effing masterpiece.
Yeah, that is Questlove. Dude, that's Sean Penn. Hey, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm done with my opinions.
Have you seen any of my films or anything?
Huh?
Have you seen any of my films?
I'm a big fan of you. I am. I don't know how you muster this stuff every night. It's incredible.
No, you're the best. But is it odd walking out? Does it feel odd? Because I know you're one of the best actors, but can't you just walk out and act like this is a scene?
I don't know if it was the 2 tabs I asked.
Yeah. Never mind, it's kicking in. Sean, there's a lot of information on the internet about everybody. A lot of it is wrong, but some of it is true. And I just thought it'd be kind of fun if maybe I ran through a couple of Sean Penn rumors, and you can tell me which ones are true, which ones are false, if you don't mind. How about this one? You once sparred with Bob Dylan.
More than once.
Tell me about this. Where was it?
Bob Dylan, turns out, is a student of boxing. And I had a 16-foot punching ring at my house, and I was friendly with his son. And at some point, Jesse, his son, said to me, you know, my dad would like to spar. And he would, sorry, Bob, if I'm talking out of school, but he would show up every morning. It went on for about a month. I think about 7, 8 o'clock in the morning with his hoodie on and about 6 bull mastiffs coming out of a VW van, and there wasn't a lot of conversation. It was kind of like, good, and we'd spar.
Wow, I would pay anything to watch Sean Penn and Bob Dylan spar. It's fascinating. I thought you were going to say that's not true. All right, at one point, how about this? At one point, you wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
No, at one point I wanted to challenge myself to try the terror of stand-up. And I did, and it was a terror. And it damaged the people in the audience.
No, I did not. That's not true. But you're funny. You know funny.
Okay.
Okay. All right, not for you. All right, how about this one? You heard Bruce Springsteen's Nebraska album before any other human being on the planet.
Okay, what's true is that I heard it very early on because I was engaged to being married to a wonderful, beautiful young woman who happened to be his little sister, Pam. And so I wasn't I wasn't like a concert goer. Even today, I go, but it's a lot of people, and it never, not to do with public personality or something.
Just not your thing.
With that. But I heard a lot about him, but I didn't really know a lot. And then I got that he had sent her what I suppose was a demo, and I heard that record, and it was sort of life-changing, and it led to the first movie I directed 8 years later, because one of the songs on it was the, full and total, the experience I had listening to the song Highway Patrolman on that record was what became a movie called The Indian Runner that I made.
Fantastic, absolutely, give it up, yeah, it's great. Isn't it wild that you put that much time into a thing, and a lot of people just see the movie, they go, "Oh, that's cool," and you go, "You know what? That took me 8 years to write and think of and figure out and direct and pull it together and get money for it. And it's a lot of work."
Yeah, and if it gets more reaction than that, it's great. But at the same time, there was a thing Orson Welles said. I used to go to the Reader's Guide of Periodical Literature. That's something, look it up if you're young. But that was our internet, right? And I look in theater magazines. And there's a great quote from Orson Welles about the theater, about the live theater. And he said, acting in theater is like carving in snow. And so sometimes you have a movie that, if you're lucky enough, that sort of lasts in the public imagination. And a lot of times, especially now with the amount of content and so on, it's hard for something to be, let's say, indelible. But I think that the magic you're looking for is that moment you get to carve in snow. And so that's okay too.
Yeah, you're taking both. I mean, let's segue into One Battle After Another. This is some good carving right here, but let me tell you something. Wow, you carved the snow. You carved some snow in this one, but this is something. I'm on the edge of my seat the whole time, and I didn't. The soundtrack is awesome as well, by the way. Johnny Greenwood, who was from Radiohead, did the soundtrack. Paul Thomas Anderson directed this. You are frightening. You are funny sometimes. You are scary. You're confident. You're a confident guy. I don't understand, how do you even come up with this character? The way you walk, the way your mouth moves, it's like I've never seen anything like it. It's not you. It's not you at all. Did you research it? Was it based on anyone?
This is only going to come out as an aspiration because I somehow, in a public forum, never am able to recognize myself in the humility I pursue.
Yeah.
This feels like, when you're listening to an interview with, let's say, a member of the military who's, let's say, a special operator, done something extraordinary. And I'm not talking, forget, like, for the moment, we'll shelve the context of what policy it was serving.
Yep.
And that person someone will try to acknowledge that person for it. And when they say, I was doing my job, you get moved.
Yep.
Because they mean it. And this was one of those scripts, and you said Paul Thomas Anderson.
Yeah.
Everything in that movie, everything, his words and direction and the music he chose, the other actors he chose, made us do what we did, gave us that like a gift.
Wow.
And we all felt that at once. And it's rare because a lot of times you have to, try to improve things. And sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. But here it was like you get delivered a piece of music and you just got to find its rhythm and hum along with it.
How do we set up the film, or should we set it up to?
I read that script and I've been militant about this since the first time I read it was like, that's the first time I got to see the movie. And I just won't talk about like the movie because I'd be stealing the surprise that I got.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. There's so many surprises and so many things that I don't. Yeah, I totally agree. Oh my God, we're twinsies. Yeah. No, but I'm saying I agree with you. So let's just watch this clip. Here's Sean Penn as Colonel Lockjaw in One Battle After Another, out this weekend.
Dad ever mention Steve Lockjaw?
Yeah.
What'd he tell you?
He's an ass. He's been after us for years. I wanted to protect you.
Man, let's do what we do. I'll be seeing you very soon.
Come on. Sean Penn, everybody. One Battle After Another hits theaters and IMAX this Friday. We'll be right back with Zachary Quinto. Stick around.